to think of my feet. Genie music bed, where are you? Okay, here we are. Smooth 98.1, your love music, love life station, and it's 5:01. And of course, it is time for 5 at 5. We bring you 5 of our top musings, and of course, let you know what's going on in our minds. And of course, you can share your own musings with us, sending them via our WhatsApp platform on 0809 440 981. Zibby, 5 at 5. It's another wonderful time.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, let's get straight into the musing. So for the first musing, I want to talk about expiry dates. So a few months ago, I had some flavored yogurt in my fridge that someone had given me, and because I'm not much of a sweet tooth, it'd been sitting there pretty.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. So I just love water. So anyways, for some reason this morning I went to get some water and I'm like, oh yeah, this yogurt looks a bit lonely, so maybe I should just have a little bit of it, right? And then after I had like the first sip from it, I'm like, it tasted all right, but something just said, this has been here for a few months, you might want to check the expiry date. So I checked the expiry date and it had expired. It expired in November. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. But it still tasted normal. And I know with yogurt, some people say you can have it a little bit past the best before date or something. Yeah, you know, because I don't understand the process. But I was just like, okay, no. One sip was good enough. So I chucked it in the bin. And it just got me thinking, yeah, you definitely or most likely are checking expiry dates when you're buying things at a store and all. But when you've had them for a while, you have to remember to check the dates, especially when you haven't used them. And with, you know, Christmas season coming around and people giving gift baskets and hampers, it's very likely that some of those things in there might have very short shelf lives or may have already gone past the best before or the expiry date. So it's just a quick reminder to check those dates. And yes, I'm still fine because I am here. So yay.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and just to chip in about expiry dates, some of these products have expiry dates that are written so tiny, you can't even make head or tail of what is there. So we appeal to, you know, producers of different products. Please try to make the expiry dates as legible and clear as possible for us to see. Moving on from expiry dates. So second musing of the day centers around friendship. And this is based on an experience I had today, which I mentioned much earlier. So I had been thinking about the fuel situation because, you know, fuel in my car was, you know, getting to the point of...
Like most Nigerians.
Like most Nigerians. And I had been worried about, okay, would I have to go and queue for fuel and all that, you know? So I spoke to a friend of mine. He's also on the island. He works on the island. I haven't seen him in a while because, you know, mainland island commutes was always difficult.
Long distance.
Yeah, so he knew I was on the island today and, you know, he just decided to come around. So when I was telling him, guy, this fuel situation, I don't have fuel in my car. In fact, do you know where I can get, you know, and all that? And he said, oh, that's in his office, there's someone that helps them to get fuel. Like he has, you know, some extra fuel that he can actually give to me and you know, I can sort him out later on. I said, yeah, how much fuel? He said, oh, 25 liters. I said, what? Are you serious? I said, yes, no, wahala. Let's just go to, you know, the office and you can just put it into your car. And that's how I was able to get fuel. I mean, how many people actually have someone who can come through for them like that? I mean, he's a very, very old friend of mine. And we've done a lot for each other. But, you know, the fact that he was able to solve that problem at that point in that had been bothering me. And, you know, it's really amazing, you know, for people who have friends out there who they can, should I say, rely on, who can come through for them. It is something you really do not want to take for granted at all.
Now, speaking about friendships, this takes us to the third musing. You know, for most people who are in touch with old classmates, particularly from secondary school, there are always these WhatsApp groups, right, for everyone. And I was just wondering, does anyone have a drama-free WhatsApp group from secondary school or with secondary school classmates?
The drama makes it more exciting. I mean,
oh, so you have drama in your group as well?
Once or twice.
Okay. Because it's so weird that I just feel like, I don't know if it's my school or my classmates, but there's always drama every other month or so. And it's just so funny because we all kind of grew up together, right?
Mm.
And a lot of us still keep in touch with each other. But sometimes people just have difference in opinions. And then some people, perhaps people who are not great at communicating, take things a certain way. Someone says something, people get upset. And then you just see something has left the group. And then they'll add the person
Just
again.
like
And
that.
the person just leaves the group. I've left the group so many times. I was dragged back in, literally with my hands and feet,
Why'd you leave though?
because I didn't have energy for the arguments. I thought they were petty. Because I mean, people are trying to stay alive here. Why are people arguing over irrelevant things? I was just wondering, um, is it that when people who kind of grew up together and were childish together get together, they sort of revert, go back in time in some way and act the same way? Because I mean, I know some of these people, and they normally wouldn't be that petty in real life. These are people who are bosses and doing well in their lives, but when they get in that small space, it just seems like it's back in classroom with someone throwing something at someone's head. It's just ridiculous.
I actually think, when you're in a group of people that you more or less grew up with, you guys
Mm.
were a certain way together. It's kind of like seeing like our parents with their peers, the way they act with
Mm.
each other. Like, is that my dad? So I guess it's a thing with people who actually grew up together, like the same age group or
Mm.
something. I guess it's a thing for them.
Mm.
But Zibby, please don't leave the group again.
I'll try not to. In fact, now there's a splinter group. So there's a splinter group. So some are like, okay, you guys took us off the group. Oh, I'm leaving. I'm in a different group right now. And I'm in both groups.
I can actually
Yeah.
relate to something like this, but a different thing entirely. Okay, let's. This takes us to our fourth musing of the day, and this is about bucket lists. I was thinking a couple of days ago about people and New Year resolutions. Oh, the year is coming to an end. It's a brand new
Mm.
year, new me, and people making lists of things they want to do, they want to achieve. Oh, okay, next year I'm going to hit the gym. Well, I personally want to hit the gym next year, but let's leave that aside. Oh, I want to get a new job. Oh, I want to buy a car. I want to get married, and so on and so forth. So, do people still do those things? Have bucket lists of things they want to do into a new year, and
Like the New
also
Year's
these
resolutions.
resolutions. And at the same time, do people have bucket lists for things maybe they want to try out, or they want to do? Oh, I want to go skydiving. I want to try bungee jumping. Something.
Mm.
Do people actually do those things, or do people just wing things now? As we talked about winging
Right.
earlier on, I don't have a bucket list actually.
I don't have a bucket list or a New Year's resolution, but I'm actually going to try jet skiing because,
Ooh.
yes, yeah. So that's definitely something I'm going to try in the new year. But I don't think it's a listing because I would have started in March if I could. I would have started in May. I would have started in October.
What stopped you?
No, because then I didn't want to. So it's not just because it's a new year that I feel like, oh, I must do this in 2023. When I feel like I want to do something, the time doesn't really matter. I would just do it at any time that the thought pops into my head. And the jet skiing popped into my head a few weeks ago. So, yeah.
That's what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, that's what's hot at the moment. And who knows? I might decide to go skydiving. Probably never, but.
Now that is something I am not entirely sure about.
Okay, so let's move on to our fifth and final musing. And this one has to do with photoshopping, right? So I saw this, it was a very funny video. A little boy, and this happened in the US, maybe 6 or 7 years old. You know how cute they are at that age when the teeth start falling out? So it was picture day at school, and his mom expected to see a picture of him with his missing teeth looking all cute and all. And when the picture came, for some reason, they had photoshopped some teeth over his missing teeth.
Oh wow.
She thought it was funny, and some people thought it was funny, but some others said photoshopping a child's facial features is giving, without the parents' permission, is giving the impression that there's something wrong
With the child.
exactly with the way the child looks. And some said it could affect his self-esteem and all. But I was thinking, I thought it was cute that they did that, but I also started thinking I might be a bit upset if my child had a certain feature and then a school picture comes around and that feature is missing. So it's like, are you editing the child? Like saying he's not or perfect the way he or she is?
Well, let's look at this another way. Maybe it's something that eventually the child won't be teased about so much. When they're looking at pictures. Look at XYZ with missing teeth, and you know how kids are. Zippy.
That's true.
So maybe that was also something that would help the child to avoid unnecessary teasing
Or bullying.
and bullying. Exactly. We can also look at it that way.
Should they have told the parents first, though?
I think they should have told the parents, spoken, should we do this or not? If the parents said go ahead, fine. If they said no, no.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Well, let us know what you think about it and all our musings, of course. The number is 0809 444 981.
You should have asked the parents first.
Because the boy looked really cute. His mom was just laughing when she saw it. Like, so she recorded her reaction. She have told the boy, like, who is that? That's not you. And then the boy is smiling and he sees